Good evening, and let me say something that might completely change the way you think about something you've done your entire life. Drinking water. You've been told your whole life to drink 8 glasses a day. Stay hydrated. Keep that water bottle with you at all times. And if you're waking up 2, 3, 4 times a night to rush to the bathroom, you probably assumed that was just aging. Just part of getting older, something you have to accept. Tonight, I'm here to tell you that is absolutely not true. And the way you're drinking water might be the very reason you're losing sleep every single night. My name is Dr. James Carter. I'm a physician focused on senior health, and over the past 2 decades, I've worked with thousands of older adults struggling with something they thought was just normal aging, frequent nighttime urination, or what we call nocturia. And what I've learned is simple but powerful. In many cases, the problem isn't how much water you drink. It's when and how you drink it. Tonight, I'm going to walk you through a 5-step hydration protocol I use with my patients that can reduce nighttime bathroom trips by up to 60%, sometimes within just the first week of making changes. Now, before we go any further, I want you to understand something important. A major report from aging research organizations has found that adults over 65 who wake up 3 or more times a night to urinate face a dramatically increased risk of falls, disrupted sleep cycles, and reduced quality of life. And if you're over 60, you already know what that feels like. The broken sleep, the frustration, the fatigue the next day, and that quiet concern that something in your body just isn't working like it used to. You're not alone if you've noticed this. Many of my patients come to me and say the same thing. I just assumed this is part of getting older. But here's the truth I want you to hear clearly. This is often modifiable, and in many cases, it responds better to daily habits than to medications. So stay with me, because I'm going to break this down step by step, from number 5 to number 1, starting with something almost every patient gets wrong. Number 5, the evening water cutoff. You're probably doing too late. Almost every patient I see who struggles with nighttime urination tells me the same thing. I stopped drinking water at 8 p.m., doctor. And I usually have to pause and explain something they don't expect. For many adults over 60, that's already too late. Let's talk about why. Your kidneys are not just passive filters. They follow a rhythm, what scientists call a circadian pattern. During the day, they are highly active, processing fluid, balancing electrolytes, and filtering waste efficiently. But as evening approaches, your body begins to shift into rest mode. Your kidneys are supposed to slow urine production so you can sleep uninterrupted. That's how it's designed to work. The problem is what happens when we ignore that rhythm. When you drink a full glass of water late in the evening, at 8, 9, or even 10 p.m., you are essentially asking your kidneys to stay in daytime mode while the rest of your body is trying to shut down for sleep. And as we age, this becomes even more challenging. After 65, kidney efficiency naturally declines. Research shows the ability to concentrate urine overnight can decrease significantly with age. That means your body doesn't hold on to fluid as effectively during sleep as it once did. So even a normal amount of late fluid can become disruptive. What I recommend to my patients is a simple but very important rule. A hard fluid cutoff around 6:30 p.m., not around bedtime, not when you remember. A clear boundary. This one change alone often reduces nighttime bathroom trips within days. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What if I get thirsty at night? That's something we'll address shortly, because nighttime thirst is usually a sign of something happening earlier in the day, not something that needs late-night correction. But for now, think of 6:30 p.m. as a reset point. After that, your body should be transitioning toward rest, not digestion or fluid processing. Let me share a quick example. One of my patients, a 71-year-old retired teacher, came to me waking up 4 times every night. She had accepted it as just aging. She stopped traveling because she couldn't imagine long flights without constant bathroom access. We adjusted only one thing at first: her evening fluid timing. Within 10 days, she was waking up once a night instead of 4. and she told me something I'll never forget. It feels like I got my sleep and my confidence back. That's the power of timing. Number 4. The morning hydration loading strategy. Most people never try. Now let's talk about something that surprises many people. The problem is not always too much water. It's when you're drinking it. Most older adults I see are doing the same pattern. They barely drink enough in the morning, then catch up in the evening. And that pattern creates a direct setup for nighttime disruption. Here's a better way to think about it. Your body is like a daily hydration bank. You want to deposit fluid early in the day when your kidneys are most active and avoid late deposits that interfere with sleep. That's why I recommend what I call morning loading. Within 30 minutes of waking up, drink about 16 ounces of water. Not slowly over hours, just a solid, intentional start. Then continue steady hydration through the morning and early afternoon. The goal is simple. By around 2 p.m., you've completed most of your daily hydration. Why does this matter? Because studies on older adults have shown that shifting hydration earlier in the day can significantly reduce nighttime urination frequency without reducing total daily fluid intake. That's important. You are not dehydrating yourself. You are redistributing. And here's something many people don't realize. As we age, our thirst signals become less reliable. The part of the brain that tells you, "I need water," becomes less sensitive. So you may feel fine, but still be mildly dehydrated in the morning. Then later in the day, you suddenly feel thirsty and overcompensate at exactly the wrong time. That late day catching up is what often triggers nighttime bathroom trips. I've had patients tell me, "I thought I was doing everything right. I was drinking water all day." But when we mapped it out, the timing told a different story. One patient, a 78-year-old retired engineer, even created a hydration schedule on his own after we talked through it. He treated it like a system. 3 weeks later, he told my office, "I slept through the night for the first time in 6 years." Not because he drank less water, but because he drank it at the right time. Now, before we continue to the most impactful parts of this protocol, I want to take a moment. If this information is already making sense to you, consider how many years you may have been adjusting habits without realizing timing was the missing piece. In the next section, we're going to go deeper into something most people completely overlook: how minerals, bladder sensitivity, and even evening habits influence nighttime urination in ways your doctor may never have explained in detail. And that's where things start to really change. Let's continue. Because once you understand fluid timing, the next question becomes just as important. Why does your body still wake you up even when you think you're doing everything right? This is where we move into the deeper layers of Nocturia: minerals, bladder sensitivity, circulation, and how your body processes fluid differently after 60. And if you're over 60, this part may surprise you, because it's not just about water anymore. Number 3, the salt and mineral balance. Most people overlook. For years, many older adults have been told to reduce salt as much as possible. And in certain cases, like uncontrolled high blood pressure, that advice is important. But what often gets missed is the balance side of the equation. Because sodium is not just salt, it's a critical electrolyte that helps your body manage fluid distribution at the cellular level. Here's what that means in simple terms. Water doesn't just float freely through your body. It moves in and out of your cells. And electrolytes, especially sodium, potassium, and magnesium, act like regulators that control where that water goes. When those minerals are too low, your body can't hold on to fluid effectively inside cells. So the fluid moves through you faster, ending up in your bladder sooner than it should. That can contribute to urgency, frequent urination, and nighttime waking. Many of my patients are surprised when I explain this because they assume, if I'm drinking enough water, I should be hydrated. But hydration isn't just about water intake, it's about retention. Research in kidney health and geriatric medicine has shown that low electrolyte balance can be associated with increased urinary frequency in older adults. And as we age, we naturally lose minerals more easily through urine. So what can you do safely? One simple adjustment I often recommend is starting the morning with water that includes a very small pinch of mineral-rich salt. Not large amounts, just enough to support electrolyte balance. Pair that with foods rich in potassium and magnesium: avocados, bananas, leafy greens, pumpkin seeds. These nutrients help support what scientists call fluid balance regulation, basically helping your body decide what to keep and what to release. I had a patient, a 68-year-old retired nurse, who was skeptical of this at first. She had spent decades teaching patients to limit salt, but she was also waking up multiple times every night. After carefully adjusting her electrolyte intake in the morning, not increasing salt heavily, just balancing it, she noticed a difference within 2 weeks. She told me, "I didn't realize I was actually running low on what my body needed to hold water properly." That's the key insight. Number 2, the evening bladder reset ritual. Now, this next step often surprises people because it sounds almost too simple. But in clinical practice, it can make a meaningful difference. Let's talk about your bladder. The bladder is a muscle, and like any muscle, it adapts to how it is used. When someone experiences chronic nighttime urination or frequent daytime urgency, something interesting can happen over time. The bladder becomes more sensitive. It starts signaling urgency even when it's not very full. This is not psychological, it's physiological. The bladder's functional capacity can actually decrease due to repeated signaling patterns and chronic overactivation. The good news? Muscles can be retrained. What I often recommend is a gentle evening bladder routine designed to restore calm signaling rather than urgency. Here's how it works. Around 5 p.m., before your 6:30 cutoff, drink a small, controlled amount of warm fluid, about 4 to 6 ounces. Herbal tea like chamomile is often a good option. Drink it slowly. This is not about hydration, it's about predictability. You are teaching your bladder, this is the last, small, controlled input before rest. Then, shortly after, take a 10 to 15-minute gentle walk. This helps circulation, supports kidney processing while you're upright, and prevents fluid from pooling in the lower body. Why does that matter? Because when you lie down at night, fluid that is collected in your legs during the day naturally shifts back into circulation. Your kidneys then process it, right when you're trying to sleep. That's one of the hidden reasons people wake up shortly after falling asleep. Now, one of my patients, a 74-year-old retired police officer, told me he used to wake up 4 to 5 times a night. He even started sleeping in a separate room because he didn't want to disturb his wife. After adding this evening routine, small tea intake, walking, and timing adjustments, he gradually reduced his nighttime waking to once per night, sometimes not at all. And what stood out to him wasn't just sleep improvement. It was how much more in control he felt again. Number 1, the afternoon leg elevation protocol, the most overlooked step. If there is one strategy that consistently surprises people, it's this one. Because it has nothing to do with drinking water. It has to do with gravity. Throughout the day, especially after 60, fluid naturally collects in the lower legs and ankles. You may notice mild swelling by the evening. That's not unusual. It happens because circulation becomes less efficient with age. So here's what happens next. When you finally lie down at night, all that fluid redistributes back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys then filter it, producing urine during the early part of your sleep cycle. That's why many people wake up within 1 or 2 hours of falling asleep. Not because they drank water at night, but because they carried fluid in their legs all day. The solution is surprisingly simple. Afternoon leg elevation between 2 and 4 p.m. Here's how to do it. Lie down comfortably. Elevate your legs above heart level. Use pillows or a wedge. Stay in that position for 30 to 45 minutes. This allows gravity to work in reverse. Instead of fluid collecting in your legs all day and dumping into your system at night, you help your body process it earlier, while you are awake. That means less nighttime load on your kidneys. Some patients also benefit from mild compression socks during the day, which help prevent fluid from pooling in the first place. One clinical study involving older adults found that combining leg elevation with compression significantly reduced nighttime urination episodes compared to no intervention. I've seen this in real patients as well. One woman in her early 80s had been waking up 5 times a night. She had even fallen twice trying to get to the bathroom in the dark, which left her afraid to sleep deeply. After incorporating afternoon leg elevation, her nighttime trips gradually decreased. Within 2 months, she was sleeping through most nights. She told me something simple but powerful. I didn't realize how much of my night was being decided in the afternoon. Final thoughts. Reclaiming sleep after 60. If you take one thing from everything we've discussed, let it be this. Frequent nighttime urination is not something you simply have to accept as aging. In many cases, it's the result of timing, circulation, hydration patterns, and muscle signaling, all of which can be improved with consistent habits. You don't need extreme changes. You don't need fear-based thinking. You need structure, awareness, and small adjustments that respect how your body actually works at this stage of life. I've seen patients in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s regain something they thought was gone forever: deep, uninterrupted sleep. And with that comes something even more valuable: energy in the morning, confidence in daily life, and the ability to feel like yourself again. If this helped you, I want you to do 3 simple things. First, try one of these strategies this week, just one. Second, pay attention to how your body responds. And third, share your experience in the comments. I read them personally, and many others in this community learn from your story. And if you found this valuable, support the channel so more seniors can hear this message. Like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to Dr. James Carter Health for more clear, practical, evidence-based guidance on aging, vitality, and long-term wellness. You deserve restful nights, and it's not too late to get them back.